It was the night before my final exams. I'd been swatting all night long and I felt as though I had brain fog. My brain just could not take any more. I was propped up in my bed and my book was resting on my knees, and I just thought, I'm going to fall asleep if I don't move. So I flung the covers off, I flung the book out of the way, and I got out of bed. I pulled my trousers and my jersey on over my pyjamas, pulled a pair of socks and shoes on, and ran next door to my friend's flat, room rather. And I knocked on her door and put my head round and said, "Pauline, are you awake?" And she was in the exact same position I had been in, with the knees up and the book propped on her knees. So I went in the room and I said, "Pauline, are you awake?" And I just touched her. And I said, "Come on, we're going out for some fresh air." So we left the nurse's home, sneaked out of the toilet window downstairs. Must have been about 3 o'clock in the morning. One of us went through first, head first, arms down, like you've seen pictures of animals being born, with the head first and the legs coming out of the mother. Well, we were doing that, coming out of the toilet window in the nurse's home. And we both fell out head first and arms down. We walked right down to the quayside. And I said, "Oh, look, Pauline, there's some scaffolding." And she said, "Yes, so what about it?" I said, "Come on," and I ran. So we ran and I started climbing up this scaffolding, got onto the top of the scaffolding, onto the top of the Tyne bridge. And Pauline said, "Where are you going?" So I said, "I'm going to walk along the top. Come on, are you joining me or not? You're too scared. Stay there then." So goading her, she had to come up, you see. Well, we didn't get very far when suddenly there was this loud inhaler on this horn thing. And, "This is the police. Come down, you two." So I, cheeky beggar, said, "Why, we're not doing any harm." And he said, "Get down here this instant." So we started to climb down the scaffolding. We got down to the cops where they were with the car, 2 of them. And cheeky beggar again said, "Well, what's the matter? We haven't done any harm. We were only walking along the bridge." And he said, "It's not a public walkway." So, of course, we felt really reprimanded. And he said, "The 2 girls," because, of course, nurses have to have the hair short or else tied right back, not allowed to touch your collar. And he didn't realise that we were girls because we were in pants and short hair. Thought it were 2 youths up there getting into mischief. So he put us in their car and I said, "Will you lock us in the cell for the night?" And he said, "No, I have no reason to lock you up. If you give me a reason, I'll lock you up." So I said, "OK, let us out then and we'll do something naughty and you can lock us." And he said, "Come on, where do you live?" And I said, we were nurses, we were studying for our final exam. And we just had brain fog and we had to get out for a bit of fresh air. "So will you take us back to the nurse's home?" "Or nearly, don't go right up. Because if we're caught by the nursing sister in the building, we will not be allowed to take our exams in the morning." So he said, "OK, I'll drop you off at the corner before we get to the hospital." Which he did. And of course we ran and we climbed back up into the same window that we'd come out. Again, head first, arms first, crashed onto the floor in the toilet. Oh gosh, that hurt. Anyway, we got back in and nobody knew any more about it. There was nothing said, and that was the end of that particular incident.